What's going on, everybody? Kennybomb is in the building, and we are approaching a very big week for Mortal Kombat 1 because we're kicking it off with Takeda's gameplay reveal trailer, and I know that fatality is going to be crazy. But we will be ending the week off with a bang on Friday as we finally find out what's going on with Mortal Kombat 1 Year 2. But Takeda is the final character that will be released in Kombat Pack 1. So how did they do? Did Kombat Pack 1 deliver? And what can they learn from these previous seasons to make Mortal Kombat 1 Year 2 even stronger? Let's talk about it.
Run, boy, they coming on.
So looking back at Year 1, things have been up, but things have been down as well. So I really don't know what to expect from this Takeda season, but by the sounds of it, I think it might be good. We'll see. I thought this season was going to cook too, but unfortunately it did not. But we started off with this first season, which was Season of the Specter, I believe they called it. And our guy here was Hanzo Asashi, the one everybody wanted to see in the game as Scorpion, but there's something else going on with him, and we have no idea what that is. We'll find out pretty soon, I'm sure. But because Hanzo isn't Scorpion this time around, for right now at least, I think it was a good idea to put his Season of Invasions up there first, because for the Scorpion players who don't want to use Kwaliang Scorpion, you could have gone in Invasions, knocked this Scorpion right out, and got one of the better premium skins in this game, slapped it on Scorpion, now you got Hanzo Scorpion, everything's right in the world. So I think the Invasions boss was really good here. Invasions was really bad here though. Yikes. Now, I'm not saying Invasions is perfect right now, but it's definitely come a long way. We'll talk more about that in a moment. But there were no DLC characters in Season 1 as you would expect, unless you want to count Shang Tsung, who should have been on the main roster, but for some reason he wasn't. But we did get a Titan battle in that first season. And it was Baraka, who gave us that beautiful war horn. RIP to the war horn, y'all. Best talisman in the business. But while the game was fresh and we had a lot to do in Season 1 because we had the story to finish, we had all of the towers, there were a lot of issues that we were running into that have thankfully been addressed. One of the biggest for me was the fact that they did not have the character intros in the towers, because one thing I love to do is I go finish the story and then I go finish the towers to get all of the story stuff I can get and all of the lore from the game, but there was just so much missing there when I did it this time because the character intros weren't in the towers. Now as I play the game, the character intros pop up everywhere, and that is a huge improvement that I actually love to see. While I didn't get it early, you know, I can get that stuff in now, so that is a big improvement. So if I had to rate Season 1, the content was there with the story, the towers, all of the stuff that was built into the game, so you gotta take that stuff into account. Invasions was not good, and there was a lot of stuff missing, so I'm gonna say when we started off that first season, I'm gonna give it a C+. Story was really strong. Love the character tower endings being canon, but just the things around it that were missing kind of hurt and took away from the experience. And the end of the story was kind of rough, which we will be going through and reviewing the story after we find out what's going on with Aftermath. So we'll talk more about that in the future, but yeah, story stuff, we'll get back to it. Oh, and before we get off Season 1, I gotta mention the fact that those seasonal skins were terrible. This was a very bad start for what we could expect. Well, it was kind of a sign of things to come, really, but they got better. They got better as we got along. We'll talk about them, but red, blue, and yellow for Sub-Zero just did not work for me. It was a catastrophe. But now, it was the first swap. Exciting time. We were heading into Season 2. I know a lot of people love Natara, but she was just not what I expected her to be in this game, so I really wasn't excited about her being the leader of this season, but I was excited to get a new season. So we got Season 2. We got a new Natara skin. I think her seasonal boss, Invasions boss, whatever you want to call it, Order of Darkness skin, I think it looks great. So that was a big plus, but we also got 2 new characters here. Now, if I remember correctly, Omni-Man's release date got pushed back, but I don't think anybody went too crazy about it because I think it was kind of like lining up with the new season of Invincible. I don't know, maybe not. But when he actually dropped, it was our first guest character. You got online and everybody was using them as you would expect. Annoying, but I think it was a cool addition. I'm not too hot on Omni-Man in Mortal Kombat 1, but before he was added to the game, after watching Invincible, like, the guy's a Mortal Kombat character. I didn't get a chance to get Season 2 finished yet, but Season 1, that's really all you need to take in. The guy's a Mortal Kombat character, so I will say he does belong here. And him and Homelander, the big complaint was we got two superheroes in the same pack. They play completely different, so I think these two worked in the game together. So overall, I think he's a good addition to the game. Trimmer, that's what I don't care about. I forget Trimmer's on the cameo rosters. I mean, maybe some people love him, but I didn't like his design here. I guess everybody was saying, yeah, they're going for the classic Mortal Kombat 3 design, which that's what they did with the cameos. They went back to the older designs, but I like this design of Mortal Kombat X a lot better, and Mortal Kombat Snowblind. This one, just not really for me. Our Titan battle was General Shao. Now, this is another one I just don't even remember. I know we whooped him without any problems, but I don't really remember General Shao, and that's maybe because I still had the Warhammer on me, or the Warhorn on me, and we cooked them easily. So Season 2, my problem here is that it just wasn't really memorable, but we did get these guest fighters. It was our first set of guest fighters. Trailers were hype. Omni-Man has some great fatalities, so I'm going to give it a B. I'm going to rate this one a B. Again, seasonal skins in this one, not bad at all. They were pretty good. I remember our Liu Kang kind of looked like zombie Liu Kang, so that was pretty exciting. The other characters, Sub-Zero has some pretty good ones here. And I think that's pretty much it that stood out in this season to me, other than Omni-Man's fatalities, which were actually really good as well. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and leave Season 2 with a B. Oh, boy, y'all. Season 3. Now, this was the one I was the most excited about because I'm a Sub-Zero guy. Y'all already know how I am. We got this skin, which is my favorite skin in the game, my best alternate skin for Sub-Zero for right now. Deadly Alliance skin is really cool as well. I just wish I could take that hood off of him and let his hair out. But Season 3 was the trouble season, y'all. Why? Because this is when we got our boy, Quan Chi. Now, Quan Chi's not the problem. He's one of my favorite Mortal Kombat characters and one of the characters I was looking forward to most in this pack. I tried to get good with him, but he just has a lot going on that doesn't work for me. Still love him as a character, and I think he will always be one of my favorites, but he broke the game. It was around Christmas time. We ran into all of the desync issues. Everybody was complaining. Not only did he break the game, because I never ran into a desync issue, y'all. I don't play online too often, so I never even saw the cause. But I just saw all of the hate videos going around. Mortal Kombat is dead. It's in trouble. Netherrealm Studios went quiet for like a month. We just didn't hear anything. And then they released something saying, guys, listen, we're back. The desync issues are fixed. And then they weren't fixed. And then the hate videos continued. And then Chameleon dropped. And people seemed to be happy about Chameleon. But the desync issues really just overpowered her. And Season 3 just went on forever. And ever and ever and ever. And then we got to the point where it was finally going to end. And then they pushed Peacemaker back and made the season even longer. This was the toughest part of Mortal Kombat 1's release, without a doubt. I'm going to have to... It pains me. It hurts to say, y'all, because this is the Sub-Zero season. I'm going to have to give my boy Sub-Zero season an F. Because, you know what? It is what it is. It was not handled like it should have been handled. And it was just a big old mess. So, I love you to death, Sub-Zero. The seasonal skins in this one were good, though. I'm an ice boy. I like blue, and everybody was looking very bluish in this one. The hair had snow looks in them, so everything around the season was just perfect for me. Sub-Zero had the throwback where you had to kick the ice can over to freeze him in its ending. So, I mean, everything else was great. This season could have been the best one, but just those issues we ran into here, man, it made it tough. After Christmas time, too. Like, come on, y'all. But eventually they did get things together. Which, you know, Titan Ultra Battle, she whooped me. This is the first Titan that I remember that actually I didn't beat on the first try. She whooped me, but, you know, we got her through. So this was a good one as well. And then we got to Season 4. Now, because of what happened in Season 3, I thought they needed to come back really strong in Season 4. But unfortunately, they did not. they gave people even more reasons to complain. I don't know where people got this information, but they were saying that they use Havoc skins for Melina's season, but Havoc doesn't even have a season here, so I don't know where they got that from, but I do feel like with Melina's season, they could have cooked. This season could have been so good when it comes to skins. I'll skip forward ahead a bit, because with season 6, they did something really good that they could have done with season 4 as well. I think they should have gave at least some of the characters the Tarkatan face. It didn't have to be all of them, but it could have been some of them. And I think these skins could have turned out really great. But instead, I don't know what these were, y'all. These skins were the ugliest, even uglier than season 1. I don't know what happened here, but again, it was not good. Our boss was Melina. Pretty easy battle. Again, not even memorable to me. I washed her, and then we just moved forward. Our guest characters were Peacemaker, who I was really excited about. I was hoping they kind of did something where we kind of got to take the mask off so I could make him John Cena, but hey, it's Peacemaker, you know what? I get it. John Cena's a completely different character. They didn't do it, but he's really fun to play with. A lot of people use him a lot and shoot with him a lot and do the big headbutt thing where they shoot across the screen a million times a lot. I don't like fighting him, but you know what? He was fun to play with when he first came out. Janet Cage. Janet Cage, the subject of much controversy because people just love to complain, especially in the Mortal Kombat community. Now, the big question was, why was Janet Cage not put here on the list before the game came out? Why did they advertise her as Johnny Cage? If you can't answer that question in your mind, then I think there might be a bigger problem here. It's obviously to avoid spoilers. She is basically Johnny Cage, just gender swap from another universe. It is what it is, y'all. Why would they put Janet Cage on the sale sheet when it would spoil pretty much the whole story or bring up questions they don't want people asking? Doesn't make sense. So I get it why they did it, and honestly, I have no problem with it. Our Titan battle in season 4 was Lee May. Another one we cooked. No problems with Lee May. I don't think so. I know I posted a video of me fighting her, so hopefully I'm not telling y'all any fibs there, but we cooked most of these Titans on the first try, so I don't think she gave us any issues. She did. She did beat me. I know in the Rain video she beat me, so I don't know if she beat me the first time I fought her, but she definitely did beat me the second time, so shouts out to Lee May. But this season, again, another one that's not really memorable, and those seasonal skins were bad. So if I'm going to give the first season a C+, I'm going to have to give this one a C- because it didn't have the benefit of having the story stuff for the first time, and it came after season 3, which was very bad. So this one, we are definitely going to have to go C- on. Now, the next season, you want to talk about the most fun I had in Mortal Kombat 1 since the game came out, then you want to talk to me about Season 5. Now, Season 4, I was worried because Invasions still sucked. I was like, listen, I just cannot keep doing this same thing over and over and over because it's not fun, and at this point, I'm just forcing myself to play it. Season 5 fixed all of those issues. While it was still pretty much the same thing in Invasions, they made it a lot more fun because they added so much more to it. It was the same layout and everything, of course, but by this point, we could run faster. You could skip spaces if you wanted to, but that's not what we wanted to do at all. We had hard boss battles. We had hard survive missions. We had hard character trials. Everything I love about a video game was actually in Invasions mode. The skins were good. We had evil boss Raiden, who wasn't the hardest, but you know, he was hard enough. He was pretty good. I had fun fighting him as well. He had one of the best skins. They brought back evil Raiden, which I think we will see in the main story in the future. And while Takeda has not been released yet, when it comes to the best DLC fighter in Kombat Pack 1, I don't know if they can top Ermac. Everybody complained about the mask for one. When we first saw Ermac, he didn't have his mask on. He was just looking ugly. They put the mask on him. And when he came out, he played so good. He's got a lot of stuff there. I'm not a master with Ermac, but I love getting in there playing with him. If I'm not using Sub-Zero, I'm going straight to Ermac. I think his look is great. His skins is great. Overall, Ermac is my second favorite character in this game, without a doubt. Love him to death. And then we got Movado, who didn't work for me. I'm not crazy with the cameos, y'all. It's hard for me to figure them out. it's just really not for me. I can accept that's what it is, but they're just not for me. And I really wanted to like Movado because I did like him in Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, but in here, the guy just doesn't work for me. Hopefully we get him back in the story down the line though, because I think they can do some interesting things with his character. But our Titan battle here was Rain. Now Rain was pretty annoying. He did that thing where he put the bubbles all over the screen, sucked them in and got his health back, but was he hard? I don't think he was hard at all. I think it was actually fairly easy if you could outlast him, which, you know, we did pretty easily. But this season, without a doubt, y'all, no question about it, that's an A+. Peak Mortal Kombat 1 was definitely Season 5. Big shouts out to Raiden. I was hoping it was Sub-Zero's, but, you know, you got to give it to him. Raiden got the W. Now, last, but not least, I will say not least, we got the Reptile season. The Reptile dysfunction. And I thought this one was going to be good, y'all. I thought this season was going to be so good because Season 5 was so good. But, I mean, Invasions this time, I just ran through it. It's like nothing really gave me a problem. There was one in the new Mesa that gave me an issue, but I hopped on camera and we beat it in the first try. And there was nothing even really worth revisiting to try to help people with because it just seems like everybody was running through them. Nobody was asking me about anything. So Invasions actually took a step back in this season. I don't know, y'all. Will it ever get as good as it was in Season 5? Hopefully Takeda brings that feeling back, but I don't know. We'll see. But what did we get in this season? For one, the seasonal skins, phenomenal. The best seasonal skins of them all. Raiden's season was really good, but this one, we didn't get as many, but the ones we did get, they went all out with them. Now, I wish Sub-Zero had a lizard skin too, but unfortunately he didn't get one. But Scorpions, so good. One of the best skins in the game, so good. But Reptile also got his best skin because his skins are pretty bad. The first one's good. His alternate skins, trash. But this one, I will say is good. So this was a good look for the Reptile players. We got Homelander, which is another character I thought would work for me because I like the way in the trailers he just looks like he's just in there in your face beating you down. But when I got him in my hands, I was like, whoa, what's going on here? I suck, I guess. I couldn't get him to work. But I see everybody else going crazy with him and the lasers. Not for me. It seems like all he really has is lasers. And then we finished it off with the Titan battle, Havoc. Which wasn't hard, but it probably was my favorite Titan battle. It was definitely my favorite Titan battle because when you think about the Titan battles and the way they cheat and just go crazy, I don't know how I was surviving Havoc because I saw some people getting like hit with one stomp and they were dying. I guess Sub-Zero was immune to it, but yeah, pretty easy for me, but it was a fun battle. So I think this one had the best Titan battle. So you know what? The only thing that was difficult with this was the fact that Invasions, the season wasn't as good as the previous. We didn't get Farah. The shop wasn't cooking. So it just seemed like after that first week, nothing was happening. You know, we got the Titan battle, but after that, it just kind of went blank again. So, you know what? I think we went back to a C+ on this one. I think we ended up back at a C+. Block it in. It's almost over. This season was definitely a C+. So if we look at year one so far, I think they chose some pretty good invaders. Natara's the only one who stands out as kind of random, but she's the sole character from the 3D era, so I'm glad they actually slotted her in there. If we look at the DLC characters, I think Quan Chi and Ermac should have been on the main roster, but it is what it is. That does take some points away from the DLC list. But otherwise, I mean, Omni-Man, very current. Peacemaker, current. Homelander, current, especially with the new season coming out. So I think they chose a good set of characters there to pull new people in for the guest. And our Titan battles, I think they picked the right characters here as well because most of these have been really fun, and I do look forward to seeing who is going to be the new Titan every season and what type of tricks they will have up their sleeve. So if they want to close out year one strong, this Takeda season is going to have to deliver because as of right now, based on these grades, Mortal Kombat 1 year one is sitting at a 75%. I would like to see that get up to at least to 80, but I don't want to see it drop anywhere under 75. So you know what? new season, year 2 is coming up. We got to end this one off with a bang. 75% just ain't good enough. Let's get that up to 80 by delivering a season like we had with Ermax. I think they can do it, y'all. What do y'all think? Let me know in the comment section. After the last season comes out, we will revisit this board, and then we'll give it the final rating. But let me know again what y'all think in the comment section. Thank y'all for tuning into this video. Drop a like on it if you liked it, and smash that subscribe button if you haven't already, especially if you don't want to miss any updates on Mortal Kombat 1. Boom.